Hi everyone. It is a very sunny today, and I just enjoyed a walk at the park, took the dogs, etc., whatever the case is. But I wanted to talk about my series on To Catch a Rapist and how I eventually caught my rapist. It's kind of so surreal, and my story is so, it's not unique or unusual, but I eventually caught my rapist. And it took almost 30 years to catch my rapist. So I wanted to tell everyone that even if this happened to you, whether it was 1 year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever the case is, I'll tell you how I caught mine. And I'm kind of probably going to do a series on this to step by step because it's just one of those situations that's so surreal. I can't believe I'm talking about this, but long story short, I was raped in the military when I was 19 years old. I was in the Army. He was in the same unit as I was, Fort Lewis, Washington. He was my fiance's best friend, and there's a lot of warning signs, but never in a million years did I think this was going to happen to me. I was raped, put it to the side, forgot about it, and that's just the way it was. And I didn't report when it happened. I didn't actually even report for a long, long time. But what's so great about today is we have the internet and we have opportunities to find people. And the one site that actually saved me and allowed me the opportunity to get the information was it's called publicinfoservices.com. Now, when you go into publicinfoservices.com, you need a first and last name and city of where that person lived or where you possibly think they're living. And Public Info Services pulls up everything, every address that person has lived at, phone numbers, family members, spouses, kids, whatever. And then it will also give you their records if they've had any convictions or whatever. So what happened with me is that I had been engaged. We'll call this guy, we'll just Dick, whatever, John, Dick, Perry, whatever. So we'll call him Smith, which is easier. So I had been engaged to Smith, and Smith was my first daughter's biological father. So we were in contact, and whatever. And then Smith was married to a girl named Jones, Smith and Jones, whatever. So, or we'll call her Bonnie. So Smith and Bonnie were married, and we reconnected. My daughter, we did paternity, and I was talking to Bonnie because that was my daughter's stepmom, and I said, "Do you remember so and so?" And she says, "Yeah, I know so and so." And I said, "Well," she goes, "Yeah, no, I'm talking about my rapist." And I said, "Yeah." She says, "Yeah, he just served time in prison for a rape, subsequent to mine." And I said, "Well, what happened?" She goes, "Well, I forgot how many years he served." And I said to her, "Well, he raped me too." And she kind of just dismissed me. And so I knew right then and there that no one was going to believe me. So then I didn't say anything. But what happened is I started to talk now it's 10 years after that. I filed for, my chart. I filed for my rape while I served in the military. I went to the VA and fought the long, hard fight. And I remember I couldn't find him anywhere. And I kept begging Bonnie and also Smith. I said, "Can you help me find his affidavit from his crime, from the rape he committed after mine? Do you know where he's at? Do you know whatever?" And they'd always say, "No, we don't know where he's at. We don't know how to find him, whatever." But lo and behold, I finally last year decided to report my rape to the Lakewood Police Department and also the Port Louis Police Department because I wanted, even though it was past the statute of limitations, I still knew that it was their job to do the investigation. So I was still friends with Smith and Bonnie, my daughter's biological father and his wife, who now they're divorced. But Bonnie, lo and behold, had moved back to Washington, where we had all served in the military together. And I kept saying, Bonnie, do you know where he's at? Have you heard from him? Blah, 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 blah. She said no. So I reported, and I also told the military police that Bonnie knew that I had been raped by this guy, so they could call her up. And I also gave them his information because I had found everything about him on publicinfoservices.com. And lo and behold, Bonnie, after I reported, Bonnie sends me a message on Facebook and says, "Thanks for ruining my relationship with so-and-so, my rapist. I know he hurt you a long time ago, but forgiveness goes a long way." And because she had told me his name, which is now kind of an alias, I was able to find him on Facebook. And I'm telling you, when you see the face of your rapist after 29 years, 30 years, whatever the case is, you absolutely crumble on the inside, and you absolutely are taken back to that very moment. And I'm telling you right now, the blood ran from my face. I can't even explain how horrifying it was to see that person. I just couldn't believe it. So, anyways, I want to let you know that it wasn't easy. It's not like I can say, well, it's the easiest thing in the world and blah, blah, blah. It's easier to find people because of social media now. But I'm telling you, you can find people. If they're still alive, you can find them. But like I said before, most important, if you were assaulted, molested, raped, whatever, you have to get the name of the person, the assailant, and also exactly where it happened, what city, because all searches are done by a city. So you have to find the city exactly where it happened, or the area. Mine happened in the apartment where my rapist lived. So I was able to pinpoint the exact location of my rape. It's so surreal. So that's what I wanted to talk about, is to catch a rapist. There are steps, that you have to go through. Reporting to authorities. You have to talk to investigators. There's a lot of steps, but you can find your rapist. It's easier now today than what it was before, but I just wanted to talk about that because there's nothing like it. There's absolutely nothing like it. So, anyways, that's what I did. Those are the steps I took. But also, I eventually called my rapist on the phone. And I still have the video of when I called that person. So, anyways, just want to let you know, those are the steps I took. I hope everyone else in my situation, or people that have had the same experience, know that you're not alone. It is scary. It will bring you back to that moment. You may see that your rapist is married, has children, has a job, has a home, has this, has that. So there's a lot of things that you have to be prepared for. Just know that that person will never admit that they harmed you if they have not been prosecuted for your crime. They will never admit what they've done. You will never hear an apology. Usually they only apologize if they've been caught and they've been convicted. And whatever. And sometimes they don't, it's whatever. But just know that you have to be absolutely prepared, as much as you can be prepared for something like this. Try to be prepared, because a lot of people who are pedophiles, rapists, abusers, look normal on the outside and have friends and go to social events and have the same kind of life you and I have. But I can guarantee you that they're always looking over their shoulder, especially if they have not been caught for your rape. They're always going to be looking over their shoulder. It's just the way it is. They always know that there is a chance that they will be exposed. And that's all there is to it. Can you imagine living your life like that? I can't. But that's just me. So anyways, that's all I want to talk about. Know that you can catch a rapist. Will they be prosecuted? It depends on what state it happened. My rapist was not prosecuted for my rape, but he subsequently, a year after my rape, went on to rape someone else and did serve time in prison for that. So that's, and because I caught him, they did eventually, and they were actually able to, I'll have to explain it at a different time. But anyways, I just want to say it is possible to catch almost anyone for anything today. But those are the steps I took. I will make more videos about this, but the best place to start to find your rapist or your assailant or anyone who has caused you pain, publicinfoservices.com. Take the proper steps, even if it's past the statute of limitations. Make sure you file your rape charge, even if you don't have DNA, even if you don't, have everything they need to connect. You still have your memories. You still have enough to go on, because there is absolutely nothing. I mean, you'll have enough information and enough not experience, but you'll have the memories that will allow you the opportunity to talk and to connect the dots. So anyways, it's never too late. Even if the person does not serve time for your rape, it's always good to at least report, let the authorities do their job, and do whatever they have to possibly even interview your assailant. So that's all I want to talk about. I hope this video helps someone, and I hope you're all having a great day. Talk with you soon. Bye-bye.